Shalom, shalom, all praise, honor, and the glory go to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the sincere brothers out there, those scattered across the four corners, and that believe in the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, Yahweh Shai, man. So we're going to get into it. This is the book of John, chapter 8, dealing with the adulterous woman. Now, according to the breakdowns that I hear brothers going into, this is not adultery in the sense that a man and a woman having sex, a woman cheating on her husband. And I'm going to show you that, all right, in this lesson, man. So it says Yahweh Shai went into the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again in the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought into him a woman taken in adultery. Like I said, this is not adultery in the sense of a woman or a wife cheating on her husband, man. And I'm going to show you the proof. It says, and when they had sat her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. All right, so that's key to the understanding of this scripture, man. All right, in the very act. So it says, now Moses in the law command us that such should be stoned, but what sayest thou? What sayest thou? And that's the Mosaic law. All right, and let me get that for you so I can show you that this is not referring to a wife cheating on her husband, man. All right, it goes deeper than that. So let's get Leviticus chapter 20. We all know this law, Leviticus 20 and 10. This is the law on adultery. All right, so it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Now we read in the account in the book of John, only the woman was accused of adultery. A woman needs a man also, all right, in order to commit adultery. All right, and if you notice in the account in John, all right, it was no man involved. That's how we know that's not talking about adultery in the sense of a wife cheating on her husband, man. Okay, because we know in the law, which they referenced, all right, they referenced the law of Moses on adultery, all right, and we know the law of adultery, the adulterer, meaning the man, and the adulteress shall surely be put to death, all right. So going back to the book of John, now that we proved that this is not talking about adultery in the sense of a wife cheating on her husband. All right, so it says, verse 4. At verse 4 it says, they said to him, Master, this woman was taken by adultery in the very act. So according to this account, all right, she got caught in the act of adultery, meaning having sex with a man that's not her husband. All right, and we know in the law it says the adulterer, the man, the adulteress, and the woman shall surely be put to death. But here is only dealing with the woman. Why? Because it wasn't adultery in the sense of a wife cheating on her husband. All right. So it says, now Moses in the law command us, what we just read in Leviticus 20 and 10, that such should be stoned. Such shall be stoned. But what sayest thou? It says, verse 6, this they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground, and they which heard it, being convicted in their conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. And when Yahushua lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thy accusers? Have no man condemned thee? She said, No, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Now, I showed you in what a sin is according to this new contract, man. According to the new covenant, man. What is a sin? According to the new contract, man. Let's get it, man. Because a lot of brothers is confused on what a sin is, man. In this new contract. All right. So let's get what a sin is. Let's go to 1 John chapter 5. Let's see if a sin is a transgression of the Mosaic law. Let's see. Verse 5, chapter 5, Salakia, and verse 17. It says, all unrighteousness is sin. All right? All unrighteousness is sin. So you're not being judged by the Mosaic law under the new contract, man. All right? It tells you that in the book of Revelations, chapter 20. All right? Those in the old covenant, all right, those who are under that Mosaic law, they're going to be judged according to that law, man. All right? But those that's in the new contract, under the new contract, which is only for the elect of Israel, all right? I can't emphasize that enough, man. That old contract, that Mosaic law was given to all Israel, the whole nation, all right? The new contract, all right, Yahushua commandments was given to the Israel of God, the elect, the chosen, the remnant, the 144,000. All right, in their house, of course. But it says all unrighteousness is sin. All right, all unrighteousness is sin according to the commandments of Yahushua. I gave you, brothers, a list of the holy commandments, over 1,000 commandments in this New Testament, man. All right. So we know according to the account in John 8, all right, that adultery, all right, wasn't in the sense of adultery of a wife cheating on her husband, all right? It was spiritual adultery, man, okay? Fornication, man, idolatry, all right? And I'm going to give you a precept to prove that, man. It says all unrighteousness is sin, all right? So under this new contract, all unrighteousness meaning, all right, you break Yahushua's commandments, the commandments of God, all right? That's considered unrighteous, man. Okay, we're not under the Mosaic law no more. We're not living in those times, man. That was a commandment that God gave to those who lived in that time. In these times, Yahushua gave us the commandments, all right? Not to commit adultery, fornication, idolatry. Don't add, don't take away from the scriptures. All right, we have the law of Christ, man. It tells you that also. All right, but you brothers don't emphasize the law of Christ, the law of Yahushua. All right. So it says all unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death. So we know according to the account that I read, all right, that wasn't referring to adultery in the sense of a wife sleeping with cheating on her husband. Why? Because according to the law that they referenced in that same account, Leviticus 20:10, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And that woman was symbolic. All right, this account is literal, but the woman was symbolic of Israel, man. All right. It was symbolic of Israel, the elect, man. All right. So it says all unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin. There is a sin not unto death. All right. So now let's get a precept. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 16. Ezekiel 16, and break it down to you and bring out the edification on what he was referring to about that adultery. All right, about that woman. Who is the woman, and what was the adultery that woman was committing? Because we know it wasn't dealing with adultery in the sense of woman's wife's cheating on her husband, man. Why? Because they caught her in the act. Where was the man? Where was the man? That's the law. All right, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. All right. So it is a sin against Yahweh Shai, man. All right. It's something called the law of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. So let's read this. Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16. I start at verse 30. It says, "How weak is thy heart, saith the Lord, seeing that thou doeth all these things, the work of an imperious, whorish woman." That's what that was symbolic of, man. All right. Like I said, it was a literal woman, all right, that got caught in the act of adultery. What kind of adultery? Spiritual adultery, man. How we know that? Because there was no man present. If they caught her in the act of cheating on her husband, all right, the man and the woman should have been brought forth to be judged. So that whorish woman, all right, and when you look up, let's just look up the whorish woman. Let's see. Just look up this let's see. So when you look up that word whorish, let's see. It says harlot, to go a whoring. It says commit fornication, which is a form of adultery, man. You can see it on your screen. To commit adultery. All right? To commit adultery. Okay? So it says cause to commit adultery. All right? So let's go back. So it says, verse 31, it says, "In that thou buildest thy eminent places in the head of every way." And that's in the New Testament, man. All right? Don't be carried away with every wind of doctrine, man. All right? That's a form of adultery. All right? So it says, "And maketh thy high places in every street, and has not been an harlot, a whorish woman, an adulteress, all right, in that thou scorneth hire. But as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband." All right, so this what is was referring to in the account in John chapter 8, man. Okay, it says they give gift to all whores, but thou givest thy gift to all thy lovers, and hires them, that they may come into thee on every side for thy whoredom. And the contrary is in thee from other women in thy whoredom, whereas none follow thee to commit whoredom, and in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee, therefore thou art contrary. It says, "Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Let's look up that word harlot. Same thing as whorish, man. All right. It's a lot. Same word, man. All right. To commit adultery, man. Okay. So it wasn't talking about her literally committing adultery, a wife committing adultery with a man. Because remember, she was caught in the act. All right. She was caught in the act. All right. And we know the law, Leviticus 20:10. The adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. All right. Only the woman was brought to judgment, man. So it says, verse 36, thus saith the Lord, because thy filthiness was poured out and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, okay, with every wind of doctrine, man. All right. Idols, false gods, man. Okay. That's the lovers, man. That's who she was committing adultery with, man. It says, and with all idols of thy abomination, and by the blood of thy children, which didst give unto them. It says, behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved with all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them. It says that they may see all thy nakedness. It says, and I will judge thee as woman that break wedlock. All right, as an adulterous woman. All right, and shed blood are judged, and I will give thee blood and fury and jealousy, and I will also give thee into their hands, and they shall throw down thy eminent places, and shall break down thy high places. They shall strip thee also of thy clothes, and shall take thy fair Jews, and leave thee naked and bare. They shall also bring up a company against thee, and they shall stone thee with stones, and thrust thee through with thy sword. With thy sword. So that's basically the point, man. So we know, according to the account in John chapter 8, that adulterous woman was caught in the act. All right? She was caught in the act. Okay? So there had to be a man there if it was talking about adultery in the sense of a wife cheating on her husband, man. Okay? So now we know that wasn't referring to that, because in the law, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. All right? Only the woman was brought up to be judged, brought forth to be judged. All right? And when he told her go and sin no more, he wasn't telling her to keep the Mosaic law. All right? He was telling her to repent from her unrighteousness, from her wickedness, and keep the law of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. Keep his commandments, man. Okay? That's what it's referring to, man. Like I always say, and I'm going to say it again. Those in these last days under that new contract, we have orders, all right, from the Most High himself to listen to Yahweh Shai and to keep his commandments, man. Okay? Keep his commandments. All right? Because when he referred to Moses, to the law, he referred to it as their law. Let's go back and see if we can get that in John 8. Okay? He wasn't telling the lady to go and keep the law of Moses, man. In this same chapter here, let's see. In the same chapter, let's see here. So a sin, now we know a sin is all unrighteousness is sin, man. Okay? It's not referring to the Mosaic law, man. Yahweh Shai covered everything, man. Okay? If you continue in my word, then ye are disciples indeed. Let me see. All right, you have a verse in the same chapter. A verse in the same chapter that refers to the Mosaic law as their law. All right? As their law. Yahweh Shai gave us the laws to keep, man, under this new contract. Over 1,000. Over 1,000. Let me find it right quick. Let me find it right quick. Let's see. Let's find it right quick. And I'm going to close on that. So, I hope you brothers get the point, man. That this woman was not caught in the act of adultery in the sense of cheating on her husband, man. Okay, because as we saw in the verse, all right, she was caught in the act, man. Okay, so if she was caught in the act, that means the guy, the man that she was committing adultery with, he should have been brought up to be judged for judgment as well, man. All right. Let's see. In the same chapter, it refers to the law, to the Mosaic law, as being their law. Okay. Because remember, the law, the Mosaic law, that old contract was given to all Israel, man. All right. So when it refers to sin, when you read the word sin, all right, in the New Testament, when he told the lady, go and sin no more, he means sin against to transgress the law of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. That's what it's referring to, man. Let's get that real quick. Let's see. So this is Galatians 6:2. It says, bear ye one another burdens, and this is a commandment, man. All right. It said, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. All right. So that's the law. All right. That's what a transgression of the law is referring to, man. All right. When it tells you in 1 John 3:4, a transgression, a sin is a transgression of the law. What law? The law of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right. Not the Mosaic law, man. The same way the Mosaic law was given to Moses by the way of the Most High, it's the same way the law of Yahweh Shai Mashiach was given, right, by the way of the Most High, man. All right? It's just, this is for the elect, okay? The remnant, the elect, those who are under that new covenant, new contract. And the law, the Mosaic law, was for all Israel, man. It's a big difference, man. Okay? It's a big difference, man. So with that being said, hope you brothers was edified, and with that, shalom.